Hey guys, this is the branch vlog for 0.2.0.8, the communication interaction v2. Usual process, I put the bugs at the top and then I kind of just go, ideally in numerical order, of when I raise the issue or like the idea. So first things first, check why RNG item search bug was bugged suddenly. This is just an old one from a while ago, so I just ticked it off. Should work fine. Show you. So nothing, run it again. Nothing, run it again. I think it's got low RNG on it. There's definitely something in there. There we go. So it does work. I just must have done a really low RNG, and I do remember fixing it some branches ago. So apologies for that. Let me just do this side by side. There we go. Next one, kitchen assets appearing in some levels randomly. Yes, something to do with this bit. Last branch I did like handmade all the normal maps for like everything except from characters. And yeah, there was something always looks different. I'm used to looking at on the left where you crack it open. Something here. The old way I did it, I decided, you know what, I'll do the kitchen items in just one big Photoshop sprite sheet, and then I'll just chop it up when I do extract sprites. And yeah, I changed that. Went from that to doing it one by one. So if I show you here, so let's just pick interact, no collect, freezer, things like this. Split up to like being like one by one, just like that, easy peasy. It then suddenly, almost like it got the full old sprite sheet and just dumped them into a bunch of levels, which is odd because some of the levels shouldn't, like the guard post had like a stove and like a fridge freezer and a bunch of kitchen assets in it, which is just like they were never there to begin with. So it's just an odd one, so I just wiped that out. Can still interact with items out of range. Oh yeah, god, this one drove me mad. Well, I didn't really try too hard to fix it a while ago, but it's been going, it went on a while. And I thought I was going crazy. I put it as storage separate. Oh, have I done it as, oh, it's like a maze, it's like a maze. You wouldn't think I'd made it, would you? Item, no interact. No, item interact, no collect. That's right, storage. Yeah, I moved them. Something here. This one. It is there. You know what I had it like, that. So even when you left the interaction range of a storage, nearby storage, it still kept your last nearby storage where you were, because self is, well, in this case self is you, because no, self is this storage, this is being cast to you. So this storage, well, it's master one, so any of these children, if you last used Dresser Large Barry, could go to the other side of the room, as long as you hadn't interacted with anything else that was flagged as child of a master storage container BP, it would still open it up. So now, here we go. So we go open, yeah, there you go. Doesn't open, opens, doesn't open. There you go, sorted. I was like, it was so obvious when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. So that's that one. Great bullet projectile. I'm conscious this is not communication, but I like to do the bugs, and occasionally I do little bits on the side around the main reason, like the main objective of the branch. So this one, create bullet projectile asset. Prior to this, so a while ago, I think I talked about it briefly in a previous one. let's just go straight to the blueprint. I had the... I should just click it and press F, really. If you press F, it'll go straight to it, where you've selected. I had, ignore the light, the full bullet, including the shell and the projectile, was the bullet, and then the casing and the projectile was the full bullet, and the casing was the casing. So when you fired it, it fired the full bullet, casing and projectile being fired with another casing falling to the floor. What I've done here is I went into the item sprite sheet I have. So we want interact collect v2, go like that, go like that. So at the top, you see we've got that bullet there. Down here, we've got the shell of that bullet, and then we've got the projectile of that bullet, like that. And each one has its own. It's got like a normal map equivalent of it as well. So they're all. I've just cut it off. I've cut the diffuse off, and I've cut the normal map off. The only difference is the buckshot. The slug is, and I guess the slug, because you don't actually see what's inside the shotgun shell prior to it coming out. So that's the only time where I've had to draw something different. The rest is just like I've chopped it off. Huh. I've noticed. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. It's a rifle round. It's like it's tapered to go in. Thought I'd done the wrong thing then. There you go. Yeah, so that's normal. So I did that, chopped that off. I went into here, I've tweaked this, so the collision is the main thing, and then the bullet is separate from the casing. The casing is no longer a child of the bullet. The spotlight is a child of the bullet because light will follow the projectile. Light will not follow the casing falling to the floor. I then went into here and tweaked it. This is proper old school. Look at me trying to be all wavy. It used to just be, okay, so when you hit it, destroy actor. And it was simple as that. Now, the bullet, so projectile, if the bullet is valid, let's step back. When it hits something, when it hits, for example, a zombie, because all the enemies are children of the zombie medical blueprint at the moment. And the zombie medical is a child of the master enemy. I retrofitted it. I need to change it. But when you hit a zombie, you apply the damage. If the bullet is valid, make the light disappear, because obviously when it hits something, the light's going to stop. And then, because it's still valid, after the light's gone, then destroy the bullet, the projectile. Then wait 60 seconds and then destroy the whole actor. Reason for the 60 seconds is that 60 seconds that the casings stay on the floor, which I'll showcase in a minute. If it's not valid, then just destroy the light. For example, if I don't know, just some odd thing happens and at least the light isn't stuck against the wall. So I'll play this now for you. It might get a little bit loud, and I will sort out the lighting at some point. Right. So we want to look at the casings on the floor. Let me just set to full auto. We reload. Eventually, I think they do kind of get in the way. But I just wanted it so, like, you know, if you're... Apologies, I'll stop shooting while I'm talking. I want it so if you're shooting zombies and you're like this. I want after the battle you'd be like, oh god, how many bullets did I use? Or if it's a turret, you can see all the shells just like trailing out. A bit like when you see the miniguns fire and it just goes I don't like the shell casings, just all, I guess like the round casings, all the coupling bits all fall to the ground. So that's why it's got the 60-second thing, and they just don't disappear instantly. Also, 60 seconds is kind of long enough for you to leave the room, so then you don't get a jarring experience where you just suddenly see all the bullets just start, all the casings just start disappearing, and ruins a bit of immersion. So that's that one. Right, let's get to the main thing. Interaction widget. Okay, I used, if I can just get it for you, I used this person's, oh, it's going to try and do an advert. I'll put it in the thing. But this person's 5-part tutorial system, his is from scratch, and so the project's from scratch. I had to do a fair bit of work to incorporate it, to embed it into what I already have. So I will show you what I've done, and then I'll put a link into this, and then you can copy it for yourself if you want. Okay, so first let's start with the widgets. We have my original interaction widget, where that pops up and it's like their name would be there, and it's E to interact, and it's like, hey John, and then it disappears again. That was like version 1. The version 2 is this one. So I did this widget style. Version 3 will have them talking heads, a bit like the Metal Gear Solid codec thingamajig stuff. So your options come here, where what you're gonna say, and then that's what they're gonna say, and then name populates. A lot of this is straight from that tutorial series, so I won't go through all this. The visual side is more kind of mine, and then inside that option, inside those we have those options I mentioned that fall below underneath your character's name. So this is it. I added in like a fade in, a fade out, a fade unhovered animation. Really simple. I just changed the colors, and I changed the opacity. I did get it to add a number variable here. That's not in that tutorial series, but as you know, things start with 0, don't they? In this case, but if you're playing on a keyboard, things start with 1. So I just created a little pure function extra where add 1. Originally I did it where like option index equals 0, then make it 1, else option index and branch, and then I realized, why don't I just add 1? It's the same thing, the outcome is the same, and it's be much more performant. So now when I play it, you'll see you get 1 and 2, so you can go straight to your keyboard. It doesn't work at the moment. Tested it just in case it happened to work by chance, but yeah. Right, okay, so yeah, that's what that 1 and 2 is. This I don't want to go over what that tutorial discussed. I want to go over what I've done differently to incorporate it. So that's where this ends. That's just the option button. Okay, so what I've done different is he has a blueprint, a character blueprint, and then he embeds it as a component, but it's just a base component. Or if there's like I think there's a mouse character, so he does a mouse dialogue. There's a blacksmith character, so he does a blacksmith dialogue. Meanwhile, mine is a master NPC blueprint with all my NPCs being from that master NPC blueprint. As you can see, these ones. Right. So my issue was, okay, so that's great, but how do I get it to allow me to make it unique to the particular character? I didn't want to do like vast dialogue in just one, and then have it change on a string or a name. So on begin play of my master NPC blueprint, get the dialog component. The dialog component is this. If you look on the right now it's base, it's Sarah. Then adds that dialog component, sets it, well, gets the object from the class, adds it, and then sets this to be whatever that is. So if it's Sarah, that now becomes Sarah, not base. If it's base, it becomes base. It's an overwrite, in simple terms. Then when you interact with the person, I get it to feed the protagonist, so you, as a variable into the base, and then in here you see it opens the conversation. The main difference being this interaction widget that he had on his was embedded on his third person character, his character. Meanwhile, my widgets are based all within a main widget, as you can see. So, and this main widget is cast to my character. So I can't simply just do open widget or protagonist open widget, like add to viewport or like set visibility. No. So I needed to add in the protagonist to then get the main widget that's set at begin play, then get the interaction widget inside this main widget here. Then I do the visibility. His has a create and destroy process. Mine has it's created at runtime and it's hidden, and my logic is a visible hidden logic. It's only destroyed once. Well, it's actually never destroyed. It's only created once, and then it's hidden. It's either shown or hidden in the logic. So that's where mine differs. What else? So yes, I feed it in there. I feed it in this. I then have that's pretty much it really for the difference. The main thing then being, you see in the master blueprint, I have this as an instance editable class of the base. So then if I then go to Sarah's, well, she's actually in the game, so I can just click here. You'll see that is set to Sarah. So because that's set to Sarah, we get this conversation. So good afternoon, what's good about it? Looks like a case of the Mondays, and then gone. If I do base, hello, say nothing, and then the quiet type, say nothing. See, it's different. So, and then yeah, that's just a nice little fade in stuff I did. You'll also see, if you've got a keen eye at the top, that's the interaction widget 1. So you can see how 1 and 2 is going to be different. Version 3 will have them blinking, will have their mouths move. I have different facial animations. If I might as well show you all nice now. We want assets, items. I just call them talking heads. Maybe I haven't, I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm going blind. Let's think. Did I put it under the actual names of the people? It's been a bit of an adventure, this branch, thinking through everything. HUD, nope. Icons, no. Items, no. Interact, I'm going to give up in a minute, and then we'll just... I've put it somewhere. Is UI, talking, yeah. UI, talking. So you see there's different ones like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. So not perfect, all version 1, but then they'll be able to like talk to each other and like respond with like emotion. So that is part of the version 3, and that I'll do later on. I also, in version 3, I also want to have it where you can get quests in, because right now this is retrofitted version 2, but version 1 is the quest stuff you see here, and then this is also version 1. So I just and now this one. So I'm going to slowly migrate it so you get a quest when you click an option, rather than you just get a quest if the person's got a quest the old school way. So it's an iterative process, as you can imagine. So that is that one. That is also the main widget incorporated. Yes. So if I just show you it quickly, go in here. I added in, as you can imagine, just like this, interaction, widget 2. Bit messy. I didn't need to pre-populate any information. Really, thinking about it, I could probably get to populate the protagonist through this way, but because the protagonist already goes through them, he already goes protagonist main widget, interaction widget version 2. I thought I'd just keep the same sort of process, so start at the beginning rather than have references and variables that go like halfway through, and then you never know if you need to use the protagonist in a wider pretense, which I did need to in this one. If I just show you it quickly, I'll get it working. But oh, not this, sorry. Communication, Sarah. Here, you see, I use the protagonist inventory. Look at his current credits, and if he has enough credits, then it either says thank you or it says you're broke. I think it will work though. Let's see. And also, I've got format text because it's a random number of what she asks for in Sarah 2. So let's just do it now, just so we can see. Hello, 40. I don't have it, so she'll tell me I'm broke. What? Okay. Let's try again. 28, still don't have it. Yeah, it's adding it. So it needs a bit of work, but you can see why it's important to have like the base variable in, because otherwise I'd need to then pull in the protagonist now and again, or have a multiple reference for pulling this from the protagonist. So this is a precursor to doing the quests. Knowing it embeds well is nice. This is all, it goes into great detail. It's fantastic tutorial. I'm not going to like cover what he's done. I'm not going to pinch what he's done. It's fantastic work. It made a lot of sense to me because when I made my ammo system, it felt a lot like this. Not so much switch on enums, but a lot of maps, like you see here. Version 1 to version 2, yes, done that. Idle animation, yeah, he was just, let's see. He's just kind of breathing a bit too quick. It's not perfect, but it's just a little bit, just change it a bit. It does look a bit odd when you stare at it, but old school work. And the last one, just played around with a lock flag for the storage. So let me get the storage one back up. Not that, not that. I've opened too many things and I'm in like a realm of no return. Storage. Let's get the master. Okay, so I do a locked flag, and then in the locked flag I have a locked function. Then if it's locked true, then get the name and just put locked name, and then that's name. And then if it's locked also on the front end, let's do this one. There is a locked sprite which isn't always populated. The fridge has like a padlock on it, so the fridge one is populated. But if I lock it now, so it's John's dresser. Click this, it probably will unlock if I press A. It's locked. Then obviously it's still locked because even though it ignores it, in this case, I don't have a thing that then says, okay, knock off it to false, otherwise it would do. So just a bit of precursor to upgrading other things. So next steps, game instance version 2. I do have a filthy game instance. Let me show you. I'll show you the thing of me saving and loading actually. The game instance is fine, nice and neat. It's the save and load process of it. I know in my soul I can radically improve it. It was just very much I couldn't believe I got it to work, to be honest with you, all the time ago. So when you save it, looks at the save slot. I'll show you the widget very quickly. Does that, casts it to the character save, and then it gets each one of these references from inventory, if the values are stored in the inventory, saves it into the game instance. If they're stored from this, like the protagonist, you see it's just straight from the protagonist variables, goes like that, goes like that, goes like that. Quest stuff, weapon damage, saves it in the quest. All that, and then load is the equivalent of it, but it's load. And then the show save, which is just a nice little widget. And then there is an autosave, which is the same as the normal save, except from the slot is always 0. Let me show you. So we have, I can't load it up yet because I have set the way you save the game to be a random bucket at the moment. Let me talk to the bucket if it wants to actually let me. There we go. So you press M. So auto saves when you enter the room. So as you saw, the last room I entered was the bedroom, except from this one, and I can save it. So now I'm in the bathroom, load of the bedroom. There we go. And let's, you know what we'll do? Let's go to the hallway. Let's cancel. Let's go back in. Load. Okay, so it needs a bit of updating because it did work at one point. Okay, let's load the bathroom. There you go. We're in the bathroom. And let's delete that. Delete that. Let's load that, and then we'll do it again. And then then I've got an idea. Let's load that. Let's walk out. Let's walk in. This is a bug, by the way. The doors did used to open. I was faffing about with the sequence, and I've upset it. So it's on the bug list to fix. Let's go to this. There you go. Bedroom. Load it back up. There you go. You got your bedroom. So that's the save system I made. The game instance of it is atrocious. I am going to find a way to maybe get it to save object to object, or like, I don't know, like class to object or something rather than individual variables. So that's what I'm on with next. Then level 3 backgrounds. My game is currently 2D assets with 2D backgrounds. Most games have 3D assets with 2D backgrounds. You know, if you're thinking like Resident Evil or modern games, it's 3D on 3D. I want to create, so instead of having 3D assets on a 2D background, I want to create 2D assets on a 3D background with you having the ability to change to 3D and potentially see things which you wouldn't normally see based on perspective, like that, just like quirky little things like that. Yeah, and also it will make it easier to do these levels, because right now, as you can see, let's take the line off. We've got wall, we've got back wall, we've got floor, we've got that. We've got this, trying to make it level with how it look in the player's eye line. We've got this, we've got that to do. I want to do like a Simpsons when Lisa did her diorama of like this. So essentially that will all be a 3D object. I might do 3ds Max. My background's in 3ds Max from what, like 2 decades ago. But I might use Blender. Might give Blender a little try. We'll see. So that's what that one is. Ambient music. Yep, there's no music, so I'd really like to get involved in that. Equipment slot version 2. Yes. So you see here, I have a gun, and I have. No, go away, Sarah. No, oh my god. Okay, well, I've got a gun and I've got a bulletproof vest. You will have seen it on here, this one, 0.2.0.4. I've got it to do armor and weapon, cracked it. Oh, it's fantastic when I discovered that. Now I just want to do head. I've already kind of got body but with the armor, but like head, body, weapon, accessory 1 and 2. Just split it up a bit. Will not be difficult. Now I can already do, like, I've already kind of got body and weapon already done. These two. Traits, I would look at traits. So version 1 of traits will be you'll select something at the front and it maybe makes you more resistant to certain types of damage, more stamina, recover quicker, more resistant to infection, things like that. Intro, that will be a sequence with like a widget overlay of, like, I don't know, fade in, fade out text. Bug buster, yeah, I've got. Oh, let's see. Let me just do bug buster. Do I not have it? Do you Oh, for God's sake. Apologies. There we go. Oh, it's bug hunt. That's why. Got some bugs there. I just want to work through it. So that's what that branch will be about. 140 by 140 pixel uniformity. Yes, these are 140 by 140. This woman and your character. Bunch of these are like 70 by 70. So I've had to have the sprite. There you go. Yeah, you're going to see I've halved it. So yeah, just move everything to 140 by 140. It will mean rejigging stuff. Comes in handy because I've already done 3D background, so then I won't need to rejig this thing so much. I won't need to put the walls back perfectly aligned. We have version 3 of doors and light and stairs. Yep, so not related to the fixing the bug with the doors moving. This is more related to if there is light and you go to the door and it looks like this, it will look like this on the instance. It'll just be a door, but kind of keep the light. And if it's dark, I'll do it dark. So essentially light just gets a bit more involved in it. Migration to enhanced input. Yes, I still have the old school way of doing it. This way. Where is it? Is it input? There you go. I still have the old school way of doing it. And there's enhanced input now. So I need to move it over. It'll be better. It's the right thing to do. So that's that one. And then papers are the animation blueprint version 2. Yeah. So you get these animation blueprints, paper ZD, and then at the beginning, I do on initialize, cast to the owning actor, and then that's John, or if that's Sarah, then that's Sarah. If it's the particular enemy, then it's particular enemy, and then you've got all this stuff, and I like to put the variable in like here. I'm convinced there will be a better way for like a master NPC to put the animation ZD animation blueprint, so that's what that ABP means, animation blueprint. I'm convinced there will be a better way wherein I put it on like the NPC master, and then I have it as like just like a random variable there, like whatever the enemy in the master enemy thing is. I guess actually no, that it'd be the master NPC variable, and then I just like I've done with the dialogue, I then funnel in the correct value for it to then toggle the correct one. Let me see. Oh, it's not going to show you on this bit. Okay, toggle the correct one. You know, I'm just going to load it up to show you. I'm just going to add it so you can see what I mean. Like this. Toggle the right one. Like that. So then if it's enemy, pick the enemies. If it's not, I am convinced there's a better way to do it than what I had to do before, where I did the protagonist one and then I did. You couldn't use children for what I was doing, the way I was doing it. So even though I could do children for the master blueprints, I couldn't do children for the animation master blueprints. So it was copy and paste, and oh, it was a slog. Here we go. Where is it? It's here somewhere. That one. March. Oh, it took forever. It took forever. I was losing the will to live. Yeah, I'm convinced I can do that. My mindset is there will be a master animation blueprint for NPCs, master animation blueprint for enemies, master animation blueprint for, I guess, your character, and then your character just uses the master in that case. So 3 masters, and then the enemies will use the children of the enemy, NPC will use the children of the NPC, stuff like that. That's new. These 2 are new additions to the last video where I discuss it. I appreciate this has been a long one. I'm looking forward to doing the game instance, to be honest, because that game instance, cracking that, tweaking it, making it right, will fix a couple of other bugs to do with level transition and things migrating, and the save load widget. We saw that quirk there. I remember why the autosave was doing the last level then instead of the current level, because it was you entering the door, you accessing the door. So the last door we accessed was this one, so it was bedroom. Meanwhile, if we left the bathroom, the last door we accessed was bathroom, so then the autosave was bathroom. I remember having this issue a while ago, and I just left it for later on, getting on with it. So realistically, I believe I left it for the Game Instance version 2 some time ago, all the way back here. But I'll just show you where it was. There we go, enemies and doors. So February, I knew I was going to do a version 2 of that. So I was like, you know what, we'll crack it all then. Expect to see the next video in about 2 weeks. If it might well be sooner because it's just a code one, like a blueprint code one. If not, it might be 3-4 weeks because I'm moving house. But yeah, I aim these little names here. That's when the branch starts. So either way, I aim to finish it and start this one before the end of August. Thank you for your time, and we are back on it. See you later.